This week's update made possible by Garrison Lumber Company and Freedom Lawn Service.
Welcome in, Jack. Looks like you have been outside.
Sorry I'm late, Mike.
I saw your front yard.
Chainsaw my way in.
Yeah.
It chainsawed my way out this morning.
Right.
And then chainsawed my way back in. Yeah.
I saw your front yard, and it looked like you needed to.
It looks like I'm testing bombs.
Yes.
Yeah. What was that movie from? Oh, that was like.
Tree bombs or testing bombs?
Testing bombs.
I don't remember seeing that one.
Crap! Can't think of the name of it now.
It must have self been a bomb.
Could have been. No, it was actually a big hit. If anyone remembers what that one is from, what have you been testing bombs here?
Bombs. What have you been testing bombs?
Yeah,
okay.
Put it in the comments.
Yeah.
I'll remember it here in a minute. So let me take this off, and this chainsaw kind of stinks.
So why do you wear that? Why did you wear the hard hat?
Oh my gosh! The trees in my yard are like falling from the sky.
Right.
And I'm not exaggerating. You need to wear a hard hat to go check the mail.
Yeah, I heard it. Pulled in the pickup,
stuff.
Bouncing off the windshield and the hood. So.
It's bad. All of my beautiful trees that we planted 30-some years ago are all on the ground and
getting a little manicure, aren't they?
Pretty sad. Yeah, we're gonna have to top them all.
Time
we did it 20 years ago, and we're gonna do it again.
Yeah. Every 20 years or so, we need a good ice storm.
Seems like it. A couple of quick things I want to address before we get going. We're all slap happy from lack of sleep, and I wanted to give a big shout out to Angie. Angie Bruner is like my right-hand gal. She has been up an enormous amount of hours with no electricity, no heat. We finally got her generator going yesterday so she could get the newspaper out. And this is the Hennessey Post. I showed this to you, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
This is the Hennessey newspaper now. Since
legit.
Our other paper kind of went away. This is a test version. We're not actually printing it yet, but you can get the digital version by going to allaboutHennessey.com and signing up. It is free, and it's a full-blown, full-color newspaper. So check that out. Thank you, Angie.
Does it have comics?
What's that? It doesn't. You know, I think.
And it's really not a full-blown.
Well, I think sooner or later we're going to print it. And if we print it, there will be some comics and there will be a crossword puzzle. We've actually had people ask for a crossword puzzle.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty neat. So our whole crew, Angie, Ivan, Libby. Libby runs our Stillwater, all about Stillwater.
She was a Hennessey student that did a lot of work when we were starting the program in the school.
Really took into the video thing and worked for me for a while, and now is working for us again.
Right?
Yep, Libby Seeger.
She was a dandy.
Yep, and then of course Renee, our executive producer, lives in Enid, and she's been spared the electricity and stuff. Of course, my wife Lisa's been in there trying to work on things best she could, and even Mariana has been.
How is Mariana?
She's doing good. She's pretty worn out.
Stillwater?
No, she's going to Edmond.
Okay.
And
UCO.
UCO, she's worn plumb out. What they're doing is she's getting a nursing degree.
Very good.
And they're cramming like a whole semester into like a month just to get it wrapped up, because I guess they're going virtual after Thanksgiving. So that's kind of stinky, but. So
this is a sign of the times.
It's been a wacky week.
It has started off.
Was it Monday?
Yeah,
Tuesday when you released early.
Well, Monday. No, Monday. We released early on Monday, and we didn't come to school at all on Tuesday and Wednesday. Let me do one quick thing.
Jump in there.
Send off for the cross country girls. Our high school cross country team is made it to state. I can't remember what their ranking was. I was thinking somewhere 9 or around in that area. But we had several girls make it, and the team made it. Several girls, they do it individual, and then they do it as a team, and we made it with individuals and with the team. There is a send-off Saturday morning at 10:30, and they will leave from the field house, the football field house, and there will be a fire truck and police escort. So if you see the lights and you hear the sirens, you know that's not you this time. Maybe later, but right now they're taking the cross-country girls to send them on their way to run at 1 o'clock on Saturday at Edmond Santa Fe, at Edmond Santa Fe. So that's, again, cross-country girls, Saturday morning, 10:30 send-off, field house, fire trucks, and a police escort. The girls run at 1 o'clock Saturday in Edmond Santa Fe.
Very cool. Congratulations. Yeah, that's very cool.
So again, mark your calendars for that.
All right, and we'll be there and make sure we have pictures for everybody.
Outstanding.
Good.
And you guys have the high-speed camera because these girls are fast.
Yeah, they're pretty lickety-split.
They are.
You don't get it the first time, they're gone.
Kind of like a cheetah. You know, when they do those shows, you know, you're going to have to be on top of things, or you'll miss them going by because they are fast. That's how they made it state.
That's it.
You would assume that they
Yep.
would be fast if they made it state. So, okay. So, did you have something you wanted to start with? Do you want me to jump in?
Well,
and
let's start with what you've got, and then I have some comments from some of the posts.
Probably related to what I'll start with.
Very likely, yes.
So, over the last couple days, so like you started on Monday, weather was good. We are up. There's a lot of superintendents or transportation directors and superintendents who get up. If it looks like inclement weather's headed our way, we're out about 4 o'clock and driving roads to see what the conditions are like, and we listen to the local weather channels to see what they're saying is going to happen and stuff like that. And then we try to make a decision on whether we need to have school, delay school, call it all together, what the situation would be. And so Monday morning, we were all out running around, and everyone west, they had this a little earlier than we did, so they kind of shut down. But we, most folks here decided we're going to give it a go on Monday. And there was a little bit of an ulterior motive on my part, is I wanted us to have a day to prepare and then try out our virtual sneakers and see how that was going to actually work under duress. Not something that's planned and canned and scripted and all that, but this is the real deal.
Yep.
These are the real challenges we're going to face. These are going to be the real things we have to overcome. And so we were able to have school Monday. And when we got done Monday, we went on our shortened schedule because it was getting bad pretty quick Monday afternoon. So we went with our Friday schedule. Again, one of the things we learned is we'll probably create a virtual day schedule, which will not be similar to the traditional day, just because the way people have to meet, the things we ran into, and we had multiple kids in a family trying to get on at the same time, and you got to share bandwidth, and just
when you have several kids in different grade levels and different classes.
Exactly. So we'll be looking at creating all this, but we'll get a lot of really valuable feedback from parents. So if you have some comments, again, email me, please. I'll respond to anything they send. I mean, I can take it, but really, what I'd like to know is how this worked for you, how it could be made better, and what we could do differently to make the virtual day more productive for our kids, because this is not done. This is not over. This is going to be more and more common. When instead of just shutting school down, we're going to go to a virtual situation. And the thing is, we'll probably do that quicker. When I had to make a decision whether we had a snow day or not, it was based on, well, that means we go extra farther along into May. And one of the bad things about having school in May is, opposed to ice, you get tornadoes.
Well, but I thought, and that leads me to some of my questions,
Okay.
or some of the comments, is that I thought snow days were built into the schedule. Are they not anymore?
Well, so before, when we still had snow days, we were on a day schedule. You had to be in school so many days, instructional days, parent-teacher conferences, and professional development for teachers, all added up to 180 days.
Gotcha.
So basically what they did later on was to take the 1,000, when school finance got so tough early on, they allowed us to go by hours. So if you took 180 days, you multiplied it by 6, I think you get 1,080. And so we have to be in school 1,080 hours, which includes professional development and parent-teacher conferences.
Okay.
So we built in the hours to where we would have basically 4 days. But like the reason we go till 2 o'clock is you have to be in school 6 hours before you can count that as a day.
Wow.
Even if you're on the hour schedule, you don't get to count that as a day of instruction towards your 1,080 hours. So we still have them, but just think about the fact that we're just in October, and we would have already burned 2 of our 3 or 4 built-in days. What happens is we get further into the year.
Into December and January when
Right.
we have a week of snow, real snow. Sure,
Yeah,
I get it.
and so it's a gamble either way, and you just have to, again, that's one of the hardest things about when you're out making these decisions at 4 in the morning. What this will allow us to do, if we can get this to be a little more standardized and more scheduled, and and people have a better understanding of what we're trying to do, how to log on, and all those other things. This will make it much easier. If it looks like it's going to be a bad day, I can be much more proactive and say, okay, we're going to go ahead and take a virtual day, stay home. That's going to take us doing some things different from the school as far as devices going home and things like that. But we can have that day and still be in school and still get it then out of school on our regular scheduled time.
Gotcha.
And as we get to the end of the year, we would start taking maybe a Friday, Monday off to use up a couple of the snow days. Let us go to state tournaments.
It comes down to we either do it now or do it later.
Right.
And it's, it's a catch-22 thing.
We could, let's say we're playing in the state tournament, which we've done in basketball the last couple of years. So this would allow us to take out a day and go to the state tournament. It just frees up our schedule because we don't have to burn all our days for being out of school. So we still have them. It just gives us a chance, again, as we fine-tune this to not use them up near as quickly. And again, if we'd have been out of school tomorrow, we probably wouldn't have done a virtual day. Just because, one, I know when we planned this on Monday, we didn't know how much ice was going to be in play. I mean, there's roofers up at the school because my office Tuesday morning when I walked in was flooded. It was standing in water. The scuffers, it all froze over and ice had accumulated in them, and they ran over the top of some flashing and it just flooded it. So there's things like that we just can't prepare for, and we don't know it's going to happen. So same thing with this. I was not of the opinion we were going to be gone for 3 days, potentially gone for 3 days. We just got electricity back on in the Early Childhood Center, elementary, and high school library, or we wouldn't have had school tomorrow, not because of the weather, but because of no ice.
I saw them over there working this
no
morning.
Electric.
Yep.
So again, it's on. So we will be having school. If anyone's wondering, we're having school on
that was my next question.
Thursday?
School will be in session
School's
Thursday.
on. Now, everybody else has already heard before I've sent that out. So I guess they don't see us because this will be tomorrow. So I'll get this out tonight. So
I'd like to try to get this out tonight. So
Okay.
You're watching this Wednesday evening.
Okay.
So tomorrow, Thursday.
Go to school Thursday.
Yeah, please do. And I have one more thing
Okay.
before you go on.
Well, it's all kind of the same thing. Go
The
ahead.
comments that I'm going to refer to here all came through Facebook, and you can comment on Facebook all day long, but you're just voicing your opinion. If you really have a serious comment, something that needs to be fixed, and some of these comments that were on Facebook need to be fixed, you need to email Dr. Woods, because just complaining on Facebook does nothing. It absolutely does nothing, but emailing Dr. Woods can actually make some changes.
Because one reason is I don't Facebook.
Yeah, he
I
doesn't
don't have
see
a
these.
Facebook,
He doesn't
so
see
I
these.
don't
So
see your
I have to
Facebook
call him
comments.
and say, Mike, here's what's going on, and it would be much more direct if you just
Absolutely.
emailed him directly.
Well, because I don't respond to the Facebook stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, I just don't do business on Facebook.
Yeah.
I just don't.
It generally lights a fire,
Yeah.
and it's best that you don't.
And
So
it's just not it's just not what it's for.
Sure.
And so if you again send me an email, and that way I can respond to individuals for their comments as opposed to responding in a public forum. So
right, understand. So
be
the
kind
other,
of like
the other,
calling me on the telephone, and I could answer your questions, or we could just stand on the front porch of the dome and just scream it out so everyone hears it.
that would
I'd
work.
rather-
Get you a megaphone.
Well, true, but that's not the way we want to do it. We want the phone call method so that it's
I get it.
answer your question that you had personally. So
All right, this is one that was over and over and over and over. One of those Facebook things is that how do you expect us to do virtual when there's no power and no internet?
okay, so one of the issues I have with that is if you were able to post on Facebook, you had the capacity to do the virtual because the curriculum is set up on where we can either dial in with a PC, you can use the browser. If you have a smartphone, you can use the browser on your smartphone, just like you use a browser on your Chromebook or your iPad or your PC or your laptop, whatever it is. As long as you got a browser, you can log in and have audio and video. The third way that you can get on with your teacher is you can just call the number. There's a 800 number, or I think it's like 855. It's toll free. There's a toll free number that you can call in and have audio only, but you still can participate.
That goes right to the classroom, right? I mean, so they
Yes,
can,
the virtual classroom, the teacher's
certainly.
virtual classroom.
So you
Yeah.
can listen, put your phone on speaker, and
Right.
you're part of the class, two-way, right?
Yes.
You can ask questions.
Ask questions. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, we knew that there was going to be some difficulties because they just were going to occur. because we're jumping into this and we're trying something a little bit different. But part of learning is going through those difficult times. So that's why we rolled this out there. Everybody's going to be taken care of. If you communicate with your teacher at all, we're working through how do we do attendance and all that. But we understood there'd be some difficulties, and we're showing a lot of grace in that area.
And the overall response wasn't negative. There were quite a few parents that were thanking you for doing what you were doing and how hard you were trying, and the teachers putting in extra effort and things like that.
Yeah.
So it was just a few that were concerned that this maybe wasn't.
Well, and those are valid questions, but that's just, to me, that it shows that there's a little more work on our part to get the information into the parents'
Some
hands.
education, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a video.
Oh, if we just knew someone who could.
I could act it out.
Yeah, you could. You've got a chainsaw.
Oh, yeah.
Which is important for any kind of acting.
Yeah.
But those are good questions. Again, the format is not going to be the most conducive to getting a good answer. Well, I guess you would answer it, and that would be a good answer as well. But again, if you want me to respond, it has to be
email.
Exactly.
Yes.
To my email.
And then the other great big one, there was probably 15 or 20 of these. There were no power supplies sent home with the computers.
And that was intentional as well. And because when we did this the first time in March, everybody was going to be out for the rest of the year. So what I was told from Cindy, my wife's a first grade teacher, and their devices, they charge them up over the weekend. Then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they have them in class, charge them again on Wednesday night.
So
and
they'll
they're good
go
for Thursday, Friday.
2 or 3 days without needing charging.
If you're using them just for what they're doing classroom-wise, if you're allowing those to be used as a gaming device, no, they won't. Or if you're using it for other things, they won't. If you're using it just for the online learning that's taking place, then they should. They will if you have during the length of time they'll be on in the classroom. Now, as we mature this, there will be a time we'll look into, and we have already priced out what it costs to get chargers for everyone. Because if we were to go into an extended stay for what I hear Germany's considering a lockdown. Some other countries in Europe have already gone into a mode where they got a somewhat of a lockdown in place. That's kind of causing our markets to go a little bit crazy. Because that's going to happen here? We don't know. I was blessed to sit on a roundtable discussion with Superintendent Hofmeister. We're living in a little bit of a bubble because we all pretty much agree that we're going to do what we have to. But as far as being something we feel like should be mandated, masks aren't it. But we're doing them to keep everyone safe. So the opportunity for us to have extended leave is there.
Yeah, we have personal friends in Slovakia, and they're on full lockdown again. I mean, like stay in your house stuff, and we don't want to go there.
No.
And in defense, Mike, I do know that the way that the Chromebooks charge at school or in a container of sort, and the power supplies are like built in.
Yes.
So to get those all pulled out is a huge amount of work. So it's probably wise to look into some portable ones. Sooner or later.
Absolutely. So. Again, that's just not the model. We're building this on the fly.
Sure.
We didn't have the virtual classrooms we had a year ago to the same level that we do now. Yep. Again, things have changed, and not to blow the school's horn too much, but we've gotten a lot of recognition in a lot of different places for the efforts that we have made and the way we have implemented technology, and we've got companies that are using our distribution of equipment and how we put devices in room. They're doing case studies and we're being mentioned in a lot of different places because our teachers, our kids, parents, everyone have really jumped in, and just like with the COVID precautions, for the most part, people have jumped in and are making this work, and should be commended and thanked for that, which we appreciate them a great deal.
Very good. Good. What else?
Okay. So we talked about the.
Sorry, I jumped you all over the place.
No, perfect. Yeah, you're back on the pogo. So again, some of the things that how you can join into the class is like this is a smartphone, but also you can just go in and use it as a regular old telephone and just dial a number. That wasn't a number. Dial a number and you get your audio two ways. But you also, on your smartphones, again, I know everybody knows this, but you also have a browser.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that your phone has a browser, just like your computer or the Chromebooks or anything. So,
and so the teachers have a room. Like I have a virtual room that we do. We had a principals meeting this morning, and in that meeting, everyone was where they needed to be, and so they just had to go to https://hps whack whack. I don't know where that started or where that came from, but it's //.
Gotcha.
Now we're at hps.umx.vc /.
Okay, just that you can remember that.
Well, wait, I'm not done.
I need a nap.
M Woods, and that is my room. So if you were teaching at Hennessey, you would have all the first stuff /J Quirk. And so that's, everybody has a room. So if you know your teacher's name, you just do the first part, do the /, and put their first initial, last name, and that's their room. That's their digital room, and their students all log in. You can do that though from your phone.
So you don't have to have the Chromebook. You don't have to have the charger. You can.
No.
It's
and we
premium, but it does get the job done, and it gets the points for whatever. Okay.
And most teachers are putting their assignments online. There's a program called Cami that allows them to be graded and returned in their original form. It's a great tool. So it's getting more traditional in the way it feels. And we're still making paper packets if we have to, and we'll continue to do so because there are situations. But I know, like in Cindy's class, I think she only had one student that was not able to connect in some form or fashion. Like I said, if you're posting on Facebook, you can join in.
Very cool.
So
good deal. Okay.
We talked about chargers,
snow days,
electricity, and again, thanking parents, teachers, and the kiddos for everything that they did to again get us through this. We will be having school tomorrow, but again, this is a test run. There may be times that we would find it advantageous that students were staying home for a matter of days. Maybe we've had a large influx of cases of COVID or the flu or many other things. So you just have to go, okay, I would rather go to school and get the flu as opposed to do a virtual day at home. And those are kind of the things we weigh out. So which would be the lesser of two evils sometimes. But so anyway, that's all I got today.
Very cool.
I'm going to go a lot going on.
Get my chainsaw and hard hat going again here, and we'll see what we can do.
Send me an email.
Remember, run over to allabouthennessey.com and sign up for the free Hennessey Post newspaper. Will
you have like want ads, like classified ads and stuff?
Starting next week, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, right now. And this is last week's edition, but this week's has the 4Ts specials, so you can find out what all the 4T specials are. And if you're looking at it online, you click on it and it goes to their page where like there's 5 or 6 pages of 4T specials and things like that. So there's lots of opportunities with the All About Hennessey Post digital newspaper. I'm going to get the chainsaw going.
Sorry about that.
You answer your phone.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, Jack.
This week's update made possible by Garrison Lumber Company and Freedom Lawn Service.